If I may ask, why did you venture into this piggery project, not any other project?
One, with a pig. A piglet of 1.5 months, you can rear it. You can take it out from the mother. You have it, you rear it, you give it food, you give it everything. By 6 months, you can get money out of it. Now, if you look at other projects that take longer to earn something, so for us, we opted to at least having something that can always give us money very fast. Previously, our farm would also be breeding. And we started with 2 pigs. Then they produced. You can't imagine. In only like 5 months, we had mob piglets here. My name is Amon Aruho, and this is my home, my farm. It's our farm, a family farm. This farm started in 2022 in May. That's when we started this piggery farm. We've been on, at least at every one point, we've been able to see some improvements in the farm, improvements in the activities that we do around here. However much there are challenges, but at least we've been able to push on and continue and continue and continue. Apparently, we have these structures are 12 in number, and out of the 12, we have 10 pigs. 5 of them are old, around 5.5 months, and then 5 of them are around 3 months old. Yes.
So if I may ask, what was the inspiration of starting? Why did you start? What forced you to start?
To begin with, I had enough space. When I was buying here, it was our intention as a family to first get enough space where we can start up some projects for the family. So we had enough space, and we also started it as a side income. I am working. I work with a German NGO.
Maybe we can move.
But still, I thought we realized the money we are getting from our professional jobs wasn't enough. So we had to start in something that can also bring some bit of income. So you realize these are now the small ones, the ones for 2.5 months. And we have more here. This is one. Apparently, we feed them on a number of foods, and in the morning at around 10 a.m. We have a young man who helps us in cleaning, maintaining the hygiene around here. So he cleans. After cleaning, then he puts food. Then they take the food. Thereafter, he also puts in water for them to drink. You remember that with pigs, you must have water because they need water to survive. So in the morning hours, around 10 a.m., we give them food. We usually get food like leftover foods or food from hotels. Then we feed them. We have the quantity that we always give. I will show you the quantity that we always use for measuring. Then they eat at that time. After they are given water, then they spend a full day eating. Then later at around 5 a.m. we give them greens now. Outside our fence here, we've also planted some greens. We have grass. We have like dodos, a number of green stuff, which we always cut also, and then we give it to them as supplements. Greens are very important. One, they prevent them from getting infections. They are also healthy. At the same time, that green pigment in it, the chlorophyll, also supports its good health. They are more healthy right now because of the different categories, the different types of food that they feed in. Now, each of them stays in a separate cubicle. This one knows its cubicle. Like when we are cleaning here and then maybe they try to come out and now you want to bring them back. Each pig knows where it's supposed to be. You realize that pigs are very funny animals. They know here we need food, here it's a education area, it's a urination area. So they are very tricky in their own way. They are very tricky in their own way. That's why you will not see poo-poo everywhere, but rather you will only see poo-poo where it is supposed to be. Now it reached a point whereby our houses became small, and we couldn't, continue breeding more. So now we decided that we get piglets, we buy them from specific farms. We don't buy from everywhere, but we buy from specific farms. Then you bring it in here, then you feed it, you make sure you do everything for it. Then in 6, 7, or 8 months, the thing is already very big. Then you sell it, you earn money, go back again, buy more piglets, put them here, take care of them. After some time, that's how we realize it.
So for starters, what are some of the challenges that someone should expect before starting this project?
Yes, projects have different challenges. Different projects have their own issues. Particularly for this one, it needs constant taking care. It needs a person who is there. So sometimes you bring in young boys, like as I told you, me, I'm working. Madam is also always busy somewhere. So you bring in young people who come here, then they look at this at the stuff, then they feel maybe it's a bit dirty. So the turnover is high for the workers. But at least we thank God, because we've been able to work with some young men. Sometimes I also, try it myself.
We can move.
There's nothing I can't do here. I can clean, I can feed. Everything I can do. So I can manage that. Secondly, it's feeding. As I told you that sometimes we feed them on food from like parties, leftovers from parties. Also, I go to schools. Apparently, we are getting food from entire school. But now, entire school has closed. They closed last week on 5th or 3rd term. And this holiday will take around 2 months, I think. So now, in this spell of 2 months, then we have no leftover food. Now, I have to coordinate with colleagues for catering, colleagues in hotels, but I can always get food from the leftover foods from there to come and feed them. Of course, it's not easy. It's not constant. It's not every time. So feeding is sometimes becomes a challenge. At times, you also have the stubborn ones. They feel they need to move out. These doors, these doors you see here, sometimes they break them. Or like when they are hungry, it can even jump and puts the legs here, then it starts shouting. But what you need to do is to make sure that you have a constant timetable for feeding them. I can tell you, when you're feeding them very well in time and you're giving them enough, depending on the schedule they are used to, then you are sorted. Even people outside here cannot know that you have a piggery project here. Thirdly, is about the market. The market fluctuates. Market fluctuates. There's a lot of competition of recent. Many people are coming into market, and so it keeps on fluctuating. Then another challenge is about the diseases.
That's the exact point.
When one pig like here gets any disease, I'm telling you, all of them can go. It's very hard to treat them, so they are very vulnerable to their diseases. So you have to make sure that you safeguard. That's why we had to first put a fence. To ensure that nobody can just access. So whoever has to come here, I have to first check, I have to first inquire, understand more how they, have they visited the other farms of recent or something, to ensure that they don't bring any disease, any disease to the farm. Then maybe one more challenge could be around
we can move on.
The aeration. Sometimes when they are still young and like you've just brought them, so and they are not used to where you are bringing them, I think they also feel a bit insecure. So now they start shouting. So in the first days when you've just brought them to the farm, you have to make sure that you are there to support them. Remember, sometimes you bring them from a farm where they don't feed the food that you are feeding here. So you have to ensure that there's that coordination and care that you give to them when they are young. Others also fear rain.
True.
Like during maybe it's raining and then it's windy, then you know they feel insecure, then they start shouting. But I can assure you, a pig is an animal that you can tame. Even if now I bring one here, you will not believe it. It's very friendly.
So, like for starters, what should one need before starting a project like this?
Now, there are quite a number of things. One, you need space.
True.
You need space because you can't keep these animals just in amidst very many households. So that's why I told you we have to first secure this fence. You can see this fence. Then two, you have to be of good hygiene. You have to make sure you clean thoroughly well. You treat thoroughly well. Then thirdly, you need to at least be connected to one veterinary person who can always be advising you on what to do at any one point, which breed to rear, how to ensure everything is kept clean. Then you also need to have a clear source of food for them. As I told you, they need to feed.
True.
Whether you make them get used to feeding once a day or two or twice a day or 3 times a day, make sure it's a constant timetable. Because the moment you will not bring their food in the time they are used to, they will not be happy. Then, of course, you need to have some materials, somebody to help you put up the structure. You have to prevent them from rain like any other creature. So, like the way you see now here, we roofed it like this. Then these gutters are connected into this tank. Now this tank collects water for their drinking only. Now we also have this other structure here where we also roofed, and then we collect water that goes into this pit. It's a lined pit, so it's well cemented and nailed. So now the water that comes from these two roofs comes into here. Now this water is specifically for washing, for cleaning, where there is dirt, where there's any need for cleaning around this farm. Then we have to use this water.
To cut you short, you are living in an urban area. How do you manage waste management?
The waste from these animals. One, as I told you, we do the cleaning every morning. You have to ensure that you do the cleaning. You can see here, it's very smart.
I can say it is even smell free.
I mean, you can't even smell anything because all we do is ensure that the place is always clean. Look at the floor. Dry. I can even sit here. It's very dry.
You can even eat. Can you have a meal from here?
Not a meal at least, but at least
it is not smell.
At least you can sit, you can enjoy. I mean, you can stand. You won't feel the smell. So the hygiene matters a lot. Now the eating troughs, you have to clean them. One is for water, one is for food. So you have to make sure that every morning you clean, then you put their food in a nice place. If you don't do that, then they will get sick. Because now from those data points, they will from the data points, they will get they will eat those germs, and at the end of the day, they will start getting sick, getting some infection.
So how are the remains? The remains or the feces, the remaining food, where do you dispose them?
After cleaning in the morning, you see how it's nice.
Yes.
Very peaceful, and it's just young, you know.
How many months?
This is 2.5 months.
Wow.
This is 2.5 months. And it should be around, apparently, could be around 12 kgs. 12 kgs. So, in the morning after cleaning, we have a central point where we always deposit the poo-poo. You see under that banana plant?
Yeah, we shall go there.
So, always put the poo-poo, deposit it there. And then now the other under those plants,
you can use them as mulches as well.
So now we dry this fecal waste from here, whereby after drying them, then we put them in these sacks. We put them in these sacks. Now we keep these sacks under this shed, free from sunlight, free from rain, so that we can use it as manure. Let's go out and I show you how it's done. Yeah, after it has been dried very well,
Okay.
then it's packed very well in
Okay.
sacks.
Okay.
Then we always keep it around this area
Okay.
where we are using as a shade for the west. Then we have banana plants.
Yeah.
We have banana plants. You can see the size of this matoke here.
Wow.
This is, by the time this matoke gets like ripes, it's mature. I'm telling you, we two can't lift it, me and you.
Yeah, true.
So we have harvested food here. There are more bananas here. There's one more here.
Okay.
This is bogoya.
Bogoya, yeah.
Which we always use as yellow bananas for my own children here, my own family.
Okay.
You can see another toke called chubuzi.
I don't know that word. Chubuzi.
This is it's one of the species for matoke.
Okay.
It's called chubuzi.
Okay.
And it can grow as big as big. I'm telling you, when it has matured, I can't lift this. So now the waste from there, putting it in these plants, then now you harvest the food from here. Me, I don't buy matoke.
True.
These banana plants you see up to the other side, we also have more outside there, but we don't buy matoke at all. My family feeds on this matoke. Now, last month, but I came up with another idea because balance of the west, balance of the fields from there, we've also been using it to as manure for other plants.
Yeah.
You will see, such plants. These are tomatoes.
Yes.
Then we have these are tomatoes.
Okay.
Then we have dodo here.
Yes.
We have
eggplants.
We have eggplants. Yeah. We have biringanya here.
Yeah.
We have eggplants.
Maize.
Quite a number of them here.
Yeah. So this is a backyard farm.
So then the nakatis, everything. So whatever waste we get from there, we don't throw it away, but rather we use it to grow more.
Okay.
So I was saying that of recent, we had an idea of planting sweet potatoes.
Okay.
These are sweet potatoes now.
Okay.
So we got sand. Whenever it rains, sand comes through this trench.
Okay.
Then it piles there.
Okay.
So we remove it, then we put it there and across there. We've set space for
to
it.
drain it.
Now we get part of the other waste.
Okay.
The fecal matter. We mix in the other sand, the soil that comes from up. Then now we fill the sacks.
The sacks, okay.
Guess what?
They're looking good.
In the next 2 months, we shall be eating sweet potatoes here.
True.
And all this is the food that I use in my family. I don't sell, apparently, the food because we use it. We don't buy dodo. We don't buy any greens. We don't buy eggplants. Maybe we only buy like tomatoes in case the ones of ours are over.
Okay.
We have another small garden on the other side where we also, keep putting more manure. Then we harvest, and all this is used.
How do you find market for your produce?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting, but you have to look out. You have to get connected to different farms.
Okay.
You have to get connected to people who do pork businesses.
Okay.
Because at times my clients come, they buy full pig. The way it is full, they take it away and slaughter from somewhere. Others come and slaughter, but of course they have to first get permission from the government, veterinary team.
So in case someone out there needs your services, how can they reach out to you? How can they get you?
I have forgotten one thing I wanted to show you. Let's get back here.
It's fine.
Come and see how where we keep their food. Yes, because this is now these are buckets.
Okay.
These are buckets.
Okay.
Like when we get food from Mutare school or other places or other schools or parties or whatever, then we come and keep those foods in these buckets. Then we keep picking and then serving each. Of course, you serve them according to their sizes. So we have specific measurements. Like you saw, there are those which are old and there are those which are young. So we don't give them equal amounts, but we rather give them the quantities based on their age. Yes.
Have you thought of giving them chachu? Mixed chachu.
Yeah, we have chachu already.
Okay.
No, it depends on how you. It depends on how you treat them. Like you have to ensure that when you bring them, then when you get them used to a particular type of food.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
So it would be good to keep mixing.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I'm trying to send them also chachu, so that in case of when we don't have this food, then they can still feed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how can they get you in case they need your services?
Now, when you need my services, I have a telephone number, I have an email address, but I also have a physical address.
Yes.
Yes. As I mentioned before, I am found here in Kakoma Central Cell, in Kakoma Ward, then Kakoma
Division, Bara City.
Mbarara City.
Yes.
This is my physical address. At least in my village here, if you ask of Amon, most of the people know me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've interacted with them for a number of times. But I also have a telephone number. Okay. My telephone number is 0776 392 444. 0 mushanju mukaga ashatina mwenda abernina ananina. I also have an email address.
You can share to them.
Which is my email address is l5aruho@gmail.com. At least in those 3 addresses, you should be able to get me, and then we chat more. So I'm calling out. There are people who would need pigs for buying, whether young or old. Yes. They can reach out to me.
Even for training.
Yes, I'm free. It's all about ride sharing.
Yeah. The program targets mostly youth. What is your advice to the youth?
My dear youth, one, don't look at a job and you neglect it. Don't look at somebody doing that work and you think it's because they never went to school or because they are poor.
Yes.
It's not like that. Kindly use your brains, use the hands.
Yes.
God was very wise to give us 2 arms, to give us 2 eyes, everything, all the parts of our bodies.
Pairs.
Because he knew that when I'm lifting this bucket, then I can't lift it with 1 arm. Rather, I have to use the 2 arms.
Yes.
So now let's use what God gave us wisely to ensure that we earn a living. We grow from one level to another level. And don't despise any work. Even if it means laying bricks, lay them. Even if it means digging, you dig. We have seen sweet potatoes in sacks. For God's sake, who can fail to do that?
No one.
There are very many construction sites in town here. Go to a construction site, ask them for the empty sacks of cement. I don't think they will even sell them to you.
Not really.
Get those 10 sacks of cement, empty ones. There is free soil moving. Hailstorm is taking it, running on the side of the roads. There is a lot of manure. Everybody in their homes have waste. And that's the manure now. Keep the manure, have it well prepared, mix that manure in the soil you can get for free, put it in that sack, plant something for your home. Don't buy eggplants. You don't need to buy dodo. You don't need to buy, something. Be creative. There are these small structures where you can put some chicken. And then your children will have eggs, and then they will get proteins, and then they will get all types of foods. And it's a source of, one, to feed your families, but also to earn a living from that. And teaching your children on how to be more creative and think for their future lives.
Thank you, Mr. Amon, for allowing us on your farm. It has been a great pleasure for having you and sharing your expertise with the rest of the world. If you watched up to this far, kindly give this video a like. Don't hesitate to contact him on the numbers that we shall leave on the screen for more information. See you in the next one.